Hi, everybody, welcome. Venus, the planet that rules your relationships and your finances, your values, your treasures, your gifts, will go retrograde from July 22nd until September the 3rd. This is a wonderful opportunity for a time of reflection. So let's break down the meanings of Venus retrograde in the sign of Leo. So Leo rules love and it rules the heart. So we're looking at a reactivation of the heart, the love frequency. So how would we do that with money, with finances? Well, I would suggest that you look at gratitude, being really grateful for all the things that you do have in your life, tangibles and intangibles. And as you think about all those things that you have, your heart begins to open, it begins to swell. Another way to open the heart with money and finance is to be generous. Now, you can be generous in many ways. Yes, you can be generous physically with money and stuff, but you can be generous with your being. You can be generous and just help somebody into the car if you see them struggling with heavy shopping. You can stop by the road if you see somebody who looks as though they might just need a little help. You can rescue a bird that looks as though it's been injured. There are so many ways to express this frequency of generosity. And with it being retrograde, it's a time to look within, not to look at what everybody else is or is not doing, but to look inside of yourself and to see how could I come with a generosity of my heart here. I have to say that here in Greece, there are many times you'll stop at a long traffic light, and there are these people who are just trying to earn a few bob, and they want to clean your windscreen. And people react in so many different ways to this. And honestly, just to give them, sometimes my windscreen is sometimes so clean by the time I get from one side of Athens to another. But just give them 50 cents, give them €1, give them a couple of euros. But to turn, some people actually turn the windscreen wipers on so it stops them doing anything. So can you reflect on what fragrance are you wafting out when you go out? Are you wafting a stinky smell? Or are you wafting that violet, the smell of the violet? Because when it's chopped down, even though it's been chopped and mutilated, it releases a beautiful smell. So ask yourself, how can I bring more beauty wherever I go? Leo is also about your relationships here. How can I come with more heart to every single person I meet? And it's not always easy. I'm not saying it is, but I only think of Auntie Jenny, soon to be 102, God bless her, who says to her doctor in person, looking into his eyes, "I love you." Of course, and he responded back, "And I love you too." And wherever she goes, people are always, they're just coming up to her, wanting to give her love, because that's all she emanates out. It's just this energy of love and childlike play. She's got 3 boys. And whenever they all sound the same. And she never knows who's on the phone, who's ringing her up. She's always, and they know it, of course, that she doesn't know. So they play up with it. But there's a sense of fun. So bringing this upliftment into your relationships, your childlike self. bring it on. Your gifts. What are you passionate about? All too often, we put off finding our gifts, cultivating our gifts, enjoying our gifts, sharing our gifts with others. I created a little painting for this. Here we are, energy of the retrograde in Leo t-shirt. What's your gift that you want to reflect about, that you now will bring out? It's a wonderful opportunity for reconciliation, for healing wounds of the heart. And it may be somebody who's passed on, and you can reflect and really send love to that person. But it's a real opportunity for bringing the ray of love into dark places intentionally. Where can I bring light into somebody's life? And I'm going to suggest, think of somebody here and now that you could uplift, maybe by a phone call, a flower, a smile, running an errand. It doesn't matter what it is, but think about, reflect, and daily build up this muscle of doing something from your heart actively for another person. And you will be amazed at how good you will begin to feel. Your heart will begin to sing its song. You'll be thinking about your values, your treasures. There are treasures inside every single one of us. Start digging. This retrograde is about digging them up, digging them out. I love this quote. Life does not have to be perfect to be filled with joy. Don't wait for perfection. Don't wait until you've got this and that and the other in place. It's never all going to be in place. Decide to live with joy now. You've got sparks of the divine inside of you. Spark them. See if you can spark them in another and in yourself. Bring out that innocence of the child that just makes you smile. You can't help but smile with some of the things that children come out with. They're just glorious, aren't they? So bring that out in you. There are a couple of do's and don'ts, and let me share them with you for those of you that like the practicalities. It's not the best time for getting into a new relationship. So if you do find somebody you really like, I'm going to suggest go slowly, wait till after September the 3rd, and then see whether you want to go more deeply into that relationship. And that's any kind of relationship, romantic, intimate, business, any. It's not a good time for having plastic surgery, a new hairdo, redecorating, or for buying big ticket items. Okay, so I'm not saying you shouldn't do those things, but if you can work around them and be bending and bend around them, it's probably just going to be a little easier to maneuver. The good things to do, those are the don'ts. The do's are, think about what you want to attract in your life. Think about that, reflect. What do I aspire to? What do I want to draw and magnetize to me? You might want to make a financial plan at this time. Very good time for reflecting on your finances, where your money's going, and creating a new plan. It's also a good time for refining a new business idea. Might not be quite ready, but you can refine it during this time. It's a good time for rethinking all of your relationships, how deep you want to go, whether you need to have more boundaries, all those questions. And a very good time to complete any unfinished business in the areas of your finances and your love life. I'm going to suggest we create, with this energy of the Venus retrograde, in Leo, a wave of love in action. Much love to you. I hope this has inspired you, uplifts you, gets you thinking, because it's a retrograde. You think and you go inside for your answers. Much love. Bye for now.